Hey there, we're going to go ahead and get started in just a second. I'm just making sure that I got all my stuff set to initialize. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, and welcome back to Modular Mornings. As you may have seen from yesterday, we are now getting into the part of Modular Mornings where we're just starting to experiment a little bit and make something new and interesting musically each time. So I think today's probably going to be the last day that I just use these basic modules plus the ones that I added into the chain earlier. I'll start bringing in a couple other modules that I like to mess around with, namely some sequencers to make the drum patterns a little more interesting without having to rely on the Boolean logic, and then some other things for adding, kind of texture and feel for each of the sounds, the VCOs and stuff like that. But for today, we're just gonna keep messing around with our good old VCOs, LFOs, ADSRs, VCFs, and might add a little bit more delay in this one because I'm a sucker for that delay effect. So, all right. So right now it shouldn't sound like anything. Even when we turn it up, it shouldn't sound like pretty much anything at all. So if I turn this up, and I turn this one up, it's just kind of this like wooing VCO, because this LFO is just, moving the cutoff or the frequency rather of the VCF here. So that doesn't sound like much of anything. We can even turn that off and it'll just be, well, that's not the one that's making the noise thing. Anyway, not a big deal. But now we can start fiddling with some stuff and make some sound. So, what if we do, let's just turn this up to be quick. Let's do, okay, so that's our gate. I don't know if I want triangle, let's do saw. Hold on just a second. I think a cat scratching on something. 1 second. 192.12, so what's the closest note to that? The closest would be G3 at 196. So let's go ahead and go to that. 196 is good. 196. So that's a G. Start. And then since we have a G, maybe we can use a B. 246.94. sounded pretty cool already. So I actually think I want the main kind of rhythmic part to change. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that sequential switch here. So sequential switch works, the default one that we have, it takes a clock input and a reset. Then you can select if it has 2, 3, or 4 outs. So these could be, 2, 3, or 4 ins. So these are the ins here. It has to always have at least 2 because otherwise you're not switching between anything. And then it gives you an output. And where that can be really useful is so the FM that we have here from our sequencer, which isn't currently doing anything because they're all set to 0. We can put that here. We can also do row 2 there. We can do row 3 there. And so now we have our switch in the middle, which is 3. So now we can set these sequence. So we can do the first sequence at at our base value. Let's set this to 50 so we can change it. And then if we wanted, we can say, okay, now give me a bit of a turn to our FM knob. And then the third one, we can do even more of a turn. I'm going to set these other ones in the same row to the same value, so it doesn't change in the middle of a beat. Okay, and then we'll just set our clock pulse to happen every, let's do every 16 counts. And our reset trigger to our reset pulse. And we're just going to go ahead and press reset here. let's go ahead and make a recording. Actually saved all of this stuff as a template. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and click this, and then I'm going to click new. It's going to say you didn't save this patch, but we all know that the patch right now is kind of at its basic. So we just say OK, boop. And there we go. It's the same template that we were just using. Everything's exactly as it was when we started this episode. So next time, I think I'm going to start introducing some other modules. There are a couple of utility modules that I think are very helpful. One of them is essentially a utility knob that is just a knob by itself, and you can hook up a bunch of things to it so that way you can turn up and down multiple things at the same time. That can help with something like we want to turn down the drums, or we want to turn down both the right and left channel if they're being used in sequence or together for something like the bass. We can just turn down both of them at the same time as opposed to trying to do one and then the other in the module for the left and right channel respectively. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I will put together a list of modules that I want to use next time, and we'll do that. Okay, thanks for coming and watching.